Hey guys, I'm back. Black Lightning is back, and we are back with one of the best episodes of the entire season so far. I'm stating it right now. I'm putting it out there. It's in the world. It's in the energy. This was the best episode of Black Lightning yet. Like, this episode was like non-stop, just craziness. And it was so good and well put together. We've got Anissa out here kicking butt. We got Black Lightning out here kicking butt. We're finding more out about Gambi. Hashtag I was right all along. Y'all were looking at me like I was crazy. Y'all wasn't trying to agree with me when I said that Gambi was shady. And yet, here we are. And I changed my hair. This is what happens when there's no episode for a week. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to change my hair. I'm going to get new glasses. And you know what? Here we are, debuting all of this with the best, latest new episode of Black Lightning. So, let's get right into the review. So, this review is about to be completely full of spoilers. If you have not seen the episode, please go watch it on the CW app or on TV, and then come back and watch this with me. Today, I actually have a few clips of me watching the episode when it first came on, me watching it for the first time, and just experiencing it live. I've done this a couple times with my Shadowhunters reviews, and they've all gotten really good, like, answers back from you guys. I don't know. Anyway, here are a couple clips from the episode and my reaction to them right away, rather than me waiting and rewatching the episode and coming back to it. So, let's check that out.
Right hand. Left.
Oh.
How's that feel?
Oh, that looks really cool.
Very good. Hi. There's feedback. That's what was wrong. Okay, thanks for fixing it. Now, we got work to do.
It's so cool learning about, like, Black Lightning on, like, the neurological side. Like, we're learning about, like, his brain and his nervous system and, like, all of the stuff that makes Black Lightning a superhero rather than him just having powers. It's so cool that we actually get to, like, go through it and talk about it. And even with Anissa as well, she's also, like, looking into, like, how to get her powers going and stuff. And I just think it's so cool that they actually show it rather than, I was born with these superpowers, this is a gift and I'm just gonna do it. Like, they're actually, like, trying to decipher and to learn about themselves and how to make it, like, better than before. And I think that's so cool.
Why is that? There is no why, Jefferson. Other than the 100 had 9 years to get strong with no Black Lightning. They've got state-of-the-art technology, political protection.
Gambi is so shady.
On every other corner. You know what? Save a history lesson.
Like, he gets more and more shady every single episode. It's crazy to me.
Vanished without a trace once. And now he's right here, under our noses. I'm gonna take him out.
Yeah.
Period.
Why do you think Gambi is, like, so shady? I really have so many questions.
I'm concerned that Jefferson is on the verge of crossing a line.
He crossed the line when he decided to go back to being Black Lightning.
Not like this. He's going to kill the man who murdered his father. You do something like that, you kill something inside yourself. Maybe the best part.
You raised him to be Black Lightning. His father raised him to be Jefferson Pierce, but he was formed on the streets of Freeland. And no amount of education or Olympics gets that out of you. He's complicated.
And no one understands him like you do. Not me. Maybe not even him. So you might be the only one who can save him from himself.
Alright, let's talk about this real quick. I don't trust Gambi. It just, and then the whole interaction with Gambi and Tobias a couple episodes ago just makes the whole thing seem shady. So even now that he's talking to his ex-wife and he's like, I want you to save him, I wonder if it's for selfish reasons instead of being for Jefferson. Like, yes, he does care about Jefferson, but I feel like he has some type of secret, like, going on that we don't know about, and that's what's, like, prompting him to be so against him talking killing Tobias, like, so strongly, because it's like, it just seems a little shady. Like, he's like, yeah, beat Black Lightning again, let's do it, and then when he finds out Tobias is alive, he's like, oh, calm down now, and he was, like, deleting pictures of Tobias, like, out of his photos, and keeping it from Jefferson. It just makes the whole thing seem a little awkward, and it's like, I don't know if he's believable now at this point. Like, I don't trust him, and it's just like, I don't know.
Look. Let's go. What you want to do? Yeah. That's here. This black Becky. Trying to talk like she's white because she thinks she's better than everybody else.
I'm so done. You should be asking.
Oh my god. Oh my god, do I have a story for that. People used to say that to me all the time, and it always makes me so mad. Like, your blackness is not defined by how you speak. Your blackness is defined by biology. You're black because, one, your skin, and just because that's how you were born. How you act should not define how black you are, and that's like, oh, it's so toxic. It's one thing that is just so toxic in our community, and it's just like, this show talks about everything, like every single problem that every type of black person has, and it's just like amazing.
Yo, you are tripping.
Tripping? Me? You've been avoiding me. I text you, you don't text me back, but what, you have the time to post shade? Maybe we should take a break.
Until what? A walk? If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have gone to that march and I wouldn't be in this chair.
Wow. Really? So you're blaming me now?
It's your fault, Becky. Hey, you got everything. What I got? Nothing. You see, I did everything right. Yeah, I played by the rules. No drugs, no alcohol. Stayed out of jail, ain't had no kids. Hell, I went to church every Sunday. And God still took my legs.
You can't see it.
That's the only way to see it. Don't you understand?
I'll pray for you.
Yo, you keep your damn prayers. Now get out.
He seems so aged in that moment. Like, and the acting here is spectacular, but this just hurt me to my core. Like, this really hurt my feelings. And the fact that he is now blaming her, which really surprises me because Tobias told him to blame Black Lightning, but that's none of my business. The fact that he's blaming her now is really kind of crazy to me, and then calling her Becky and stuff, and I'll talk about all of that tomorrow when I, do the actual review, but it's such a toxic mentality, the whole, like, Black Becky thing. It's just, it gives me flashbacks to my own high school and middle school experience, and it's like, oh my god, no thanks. But the acting here is spectacular, and hands down, definitely the best scene of the episode so far. I know you can't really see it because my camera quality sucks, but like, can we talk about how cool this scene looks? It's so gorgeous.
Black Lightning is part of you, and I can't deny that just because I want Jefferson
Oh my
Pierce
God.
myself. This isn't me fighting with you anymore. I accept who and what you are. This is about me reminding you you're a hero.
I'm a murderer. What was that?
Someone's breaking in. They're coming this way.
This episode has been so worth the wait. He completely stopped everything he was doing just to see what was happening with Lynn. Oh, what a man. What a man. Giving up on your desire to kill the man that killed your father to save your ex-wife. Wow, who would have thunk?
But don't she know he's Black Lightning? She knows that.
She can literally stop his lightning. Like, who does she think she is? Who does she think she is?
A newborn.
Ooh. Did he knock her out? Oh no. Oh, he knows. Oh, he knows. Oh, he gonna have to come clean now. Now he has to come clean.
Decision. Thanks, Mr. Tobias.
Guys.
But I don't know what I can do.
What? He's working with them?
I mean, I can't even walk. You will. I promise.
They're gonna get him hooked on green light, aren't they?
Strength. Be strength. And believe me, it's so much fun.
I think that's the first time we heard the Angel of Death talk.
Hello, Evelyn.
Jill Scott is back.
Peter Gamby. How did you get past all my security?
I knew he was a shady bastard. I knew he was shady. I knew he was shady. I called it. He made promises.
Because if his dirty laundry comes out, so does yours.
I called it. Y'all was looking at me like I was crazy when I said he was shady. I called it. I told y'all he was shady. So as you can see, I was really enjoying myself. It was such a good episode. There was just so much happening, and there were so many things that I wanted to talk about. So let's just start with Gamby, because I feel like Gamby is the thing that really got me the most in this episode. We see him and he's talking to like the Wicked Witch of Freeland, and he's like, we said that the Jefferson family, I guess the Pierce family was off limits. So it's obvious now that he is working with all of them. He's working with Tobias, he's working with Lady Eve, he's working with them, but he still is trying to protect the people that he loves. And he does love Jefferson, and he does love the family, and he is trying to keep them together and to make everything prosper and be okay. But on top of it all, he is still working with the bad guy. So it's like, what does this mean for Gamby? Like, what has he done and what has he created? Like, what type of energy is he bringing out there? Like, did he recreate Black Lightning to stop the bad guys and to keep his dirty laundry from coming out? Because it's obvious that the Pierce family doesn't know about it. Like, Jefferson probably has no idea, and he was telling him, like, I feel a lot of resistance from you every time I bring up Tobias and wanting to kill Tobias. And he's like, no, it's because you're going to kill a part of yourself. But I don't think that's necessarily true. I feel like if he finds out and gets closer to Tobias, he's going to find out more about Gamby and things that he doesn't know. And that scares me, but it also makes me very excited because I'm ready for, like, the ball to drop. I want to know exactly what Gamby is up to, or what he had been up to all those years ago. I don't know if he's still been working with them during this, like, 9-year time period without Black Lightning, or if he's just been chilling on his own. Like, I really want to see it, like, I want to see us go back and figure out what exactly was going on. We also got to see more flashbacks of Alvin Pierce and how he was murdered by Tobias, and how Jefferson was hiding under the bed and he saw everything happen, and we can kind of see more of why he's so upset and more rage from him. And like, he's just ready. He's like, if Toledo is here, Tobias is here, I'm going after Tobias. And he ends up finding out that a doctor who works with people with albinism, he comes to him and he's like, call me, set it up, have Tobias come here, I'll protect you, and I'm gonna kill him. And at first I'm cool with it. Like, I'm cool with it. But the thing is, from a TV show perspective, I was like, it's not going to work. I was like, it's too early for us to kill off our big bad villain. Unless we kill him off and then Lady Eve becomes, like, the big bad villain forever. And I don't see that being plausible right now. I feel like Tobias is kind of where it's at. So from a TV show perspective, from, like, a TV show creator perspective, I was like, yeah, he's not going to die in this episode. But from, like, a TV watcher perspective, I was like, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him. Like, I was ready. I was ready. But it ends up not happening for, you know, multiple reasons, and we'll get into all of that later because it leads up to other stuff. Anyway. Oh, my poor baby Jennifer. You guys already know that I love Jennifer, and I have claimed her as my child and the love of my life and my everything. And to see her go through this thing with Khalil where he's like throwing shade at her and being very disrespectful, not texting her back, even though she's been doing pretty much everything for him. Like, when we think about it, she quit the track team, she's been focusing on helping him get better and feeling good. And he's been, I don't want to say necessarily taking it for granted, because he obviously is going through a lot, and to lose your ability to walk, I mean, I understand why he would be like so angry. But he's taking it all out on the wrong person. And it actually kind of blew my mind, because I said, why isn't he mad at Black Lightning? Why is he choosing to be mad at the daughter? And he doesn't know that Jefferson Pierce is Black Lightning. So I was like, why is he taking it out on Jennifer now? And he's like, because of you, I was at the march in the first place. And I was like, I don't think that's true. I think you were just trying to be a good boyfriend, and you were doing everything right. And the acting in that scene was spectacular, because he was talking about how he didn't do drugs, he didn't do alcohol, he didn't have any kids, and he was going to get out of there. But now he feels like he can't. But I honestly think that's a terrible message. Like, just because you can run, you feel like you can get out of there. But, like, if we're being very serious, he should have had the grades. Because he could easily go to college, like, outside of, like, Freeland and just be on an academic scholarship. But apparently he was so focused on track, he doesn't have the greatest academics. I guess that's what he was trying to say, like, you know, track was like my only way out and now I can't walk. And I don't think that's necessarily true. Like, you just have to change your dynamic. And the thing is, they're young. I think they said that Anissa was like 24 and Jennifer was like 16 or 17, which means he's only a junior or a sophomore, maybe a senior, but probably not. He still has a few more years. He could really pull it together and actually talk about his experience and how he lost his legs and still make it to college on a scholarship. But that's none of my business. 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 I really want to understand why Tobias hates black people, but he also hates white people. Like, who does he like? Like, does he have any friends besides his white angel of death that's always next to him? She is gorgeous, okay? Like, I am always stunned by her beauty and her makeup in every episode. Like, I know she's a bad guy, but, like, I would die for her. Just saying. So this episode also talked a lot about, I guess I would call it colorism in the black community, and like how you speak and what defines your blackness. And this is actually something that was actually really like touched my heart, because like all through like my high school, middle school, even elementary school experience, everyone would call me like an Oreo, or say that I talked white, or like I thought I was better than other people because of the way I spoke. And I was like, the way you speak does not define your blackness. And I still deal with that sometimes today. Like, even the people closest to me will make comments about like the way I speak and call me an Oreo and stuff, and it really irritates me, because the way you speak does not define your blackness. And the fact that the show actually went ahead and talked about it and opened up conversation about it made me feel really good, because I don't think it's ever really been talked about in TV, or at least on the CW and in the TV shows that I watch. I have never seen anyone talk about it, and it's something that I dealt with a lot, especially in high school and middle school, and it's so annoying. Luckily, I'm out of high school now, so no one's calling me Becky, but everyone would just call me an Oreo. And the fact that it was Khalil who was like one of the people that was throwing shade at her, also the girls who were like trying to fight her that she beat up in the last episode, it was baffling to me that like she still has to deal with it. And it was very cool, because I haven't really been able to relate to like the high school themes of the show, but this one actually got to me and had me a little bit in my feelings, because I was like, wow, that's actually something that I deal with. So it was really interesting to like look at and to see. So I like that one. So shout out to Black Lightning for actually talking about it. It made me have to like deal with some of my own like internal struggles, which I actually kind of like, and I'm not mad at all. So it was actually really cool to talk about it, because it's usually something that people don't talk about, because people are like, oh, you know, it's just teasing, you know, let it go. But it was actually nice to have like someone's feelings validated, because I hated it so much when people would try to call me white, because obviously I wasn't white and I don't get the privilege that white women get. So don't ever call me, you know, white. So it was just really, it was really good, and I'm sentimental. And shout out to Black Lightning for actually talking about it, because I hate when that happens, and it was really good, and I'm really glad they talked about it. You know, I was going through the Tumblr page for Black Lightning, like the hashtag, and all the messages about Khalil was like, we were rooting for you! We were all rooting for you! Like that Tyra Banks meme, and I was just like, you know what? Same. Because now he's chilling in the back seat of a car with Tobias and his angel of death, and they're all here having conversation, and Tobias is promising him that he will be able to walk again. So I'm starting to think that Khalil actually might be the next villain in like another episode or further on in the show, and that is so exciting. Like, and the thing is, they made him look so raw and so hurt in one of his scenes. Like, he had like bags under his eyes, his face was red, you could tell he was struggling, his voice was cracking, he sounded like an old man. Like, he sounded so tore down and hurt and just broken by life. He sounded like an old man. So to see him like maybe possibly become a villain or become like a part of Tobias's team is very exciting, because it's like, what are they going to do with this character? They have this character, this smart, beautiful, brave character, and then they destroyed him, and now they're trying to mark him up and make him something else, and that is so exciting to me. Like, from like a TV creator perspective, that is the smartest thing they could have done with Khalil as like a character, because now it's not only that he's like a jackass and he's rude to his girlfriend and now they're broken up, but now it's like he's mad at the world and he's mad at everybody because one thing that he's always wanted has been taken away from him. So now it's like, what is he going to do as a person? And it's like, it's so exciting. Like, I'm excited to see his villain arc. Like, I'm actually very excited, and I want to see where they're going to go with it. And if they're going to make him a villain, if they're going to make him a bad guy, they better commit to it. They better make it like the most badass villain I've ever seen. I want him to be Tobias's right-hand man. Like, I'm livid. Like, I really, like, if they're going to do it, they better do it right, and they better not, like, try to, like, sweeten him up. Like, no redemption for this character. If they're really going to make him a villain, which I feel like they are, no redemption. Hashtag no redemption. So, earlier in the episode, Anissa got arrested because she was protesting a statue, and they put, like, they had water guns and they sprayed it with red paint, talking about, like, this is racist and we don't like this statue, let's take it down, it's, like, glorifying racism, da da da. And she got arrested again because she stays getting arrested, as Jennifer has said. And her father lets her know that she's a black woman, she doesn't have time to be naive, all it takes is one bad cop to see her and figure that the world would be better off without. So she just got a little bit more of a wake-up call, and she gets really upset and she gets really mad, obviously, for obvious reasons. And she goes in her thunder costume and she walks up to the statue, she does her little thunder thing, and the statue explodes, and it's awesome, and it's badass, and I thought it was really cool. And then she calls her mom, she gets in the car, and she calls her mom, and she's like, I need to show you why I've been so distant lately, why I've been so hesitant, I'm ready to talk about it. And she's really emotional, and you can tell that she's going through a lot. So she goes ahead, and she starts driving to her mom's house at the same time that Jefferson is about to try to kill Tobias. And then Gamby, who's working on both sides, connects Lynn to Jefferson, and she's trying to convince him not to kill him, and he'll lose a piece of his soul, and he shouldn't try to kill Tobias, he should take, like, the easy way out, well, not the easy way out, but, like, the better way out, and not kill him. And she's trying to talk him down, and it's not really working, and you see this beautiful electricity running through his veins and, like, holding in his hands, and he's, like, about to throw it at Tobias when there's a noise, and Lynn's doctor place is being broken into, and he completely stops everything he's doing, and he's like, let me go check out what's wrong with Bae, let me see what's wrong with my ex-wife. She's like, someone's here, someone's breaking in. He's like, I'll be there in 5 minutes. He's like, I got you. And he flies off, and he completely forgets about Tobias and the doctor man, and he's like, let me just see what's wrong with my ex-wife. And I love that. I love that they still have that type of relationship where they can still be friends. You hear about, like, divorced couples, and they don't really communicate, they don't really talk, they don't have a close relationship, even if they have children together. So it's really nice, and I feel like it's a good way to show off the black community, because you hear so many stereotypes about, like, the parents not being together and this and that, and they just have such a close-knit relationship, and they want to get back together. They both do, but it's being very difficult. And Lynn also says that she understands why he's being Black Lightning, and, you know, why everything is going down the way it has, and she's starting to respect him as long as he's being safe, and right now he's not being safe, and I really appreciate it. And I'm really starting to like Lynn as a character more and more in each episode. Anissa gets there first. She is coming at the same time that Black Lightning is, but she sees that Lynn has already been tied up and she's got duct tape over her mouth, and her mom sees her and she's like, holy shit, that's my daughter. and she's coming in and she's like, get away from her, and she's fighting everybody and she's kicking ass, and she's bulletproof. She's a bulletproof black lesbian. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk? I didn't think. And it's awesome, and she's fighting and the guys run off, and then Black Lightning comes in and he turns off the lights and he's like, what are you doing? Stay away from her. And neither of them decide, hey, you know, I'm a friend, let's talk. And they both start fighting each other. And like, I thought it was so cool because Anissa can like counteract his lightning with her thunder. And it was so cool because he's like shooting the lightning balls at her and she's just stopping them with her hands like, nope, this ain't coming at me. And she sends them back to him. And they're fighting and she's doing backflips and she's kicking and stuff. And she had his ass. She had his ass for a while. But overall, he does have more experience and he ends up like shooting her with the lightning, sending her up in the air and knocking her out. And it was so funny because if you're paying close enough attention, you can see Lynn when she's still covered in her duct tape and stuff. She's like, don't do it, like, because she knows that's her daughter. But Black Lightning isn't really looking at her face. He's just seeing someone who's attacking his wife, and he's like, I gotta defend Bae. So he wasn't really looking, but he should have been. So then he looks and it turns out, damn, I just beat up my daughter. And she's unconscious, and then Gambi comes and they're taking her home and they're trying to make sure she's okay. And they have this conversation, which I'm really surprised they've never had before. They're like, our daughter has powers. She has powers. She has powers. And I'm like, how did y'all think she wasn't going to have powers? Like, this entire time y'all thought she wasn't going to be magical like her daddy? Like, it didn't make sense to me because it's like, if I had superpowers and I had a child, I'd be like, okay, my kid's probably going to have superpowers. Let me just be prepared for this. Let me watch them and see if it happens or not. Like, I don't understand why they kept it a secret. And then when she finally wakes up, she's at home and both of her parents are there and she sees her dad in the Black Lightning suit and she's like, Dad? Now, I'm not mad at her for being surprised that her dad is Black Lightning because he kept it a secret really well. And I'm not mad at her for that. So we're going to see where it goes. We're going to see what happens next. And it's so exciting. Like, this was such a good episode. This was the best episode probably since the first episode. And it was really good. You know, it was really good. It was such a fun episode. And I'm in awe. Like, there's so much going on and it's so exciting to like be able to dive into it. Like, taking a week off for this episode, it was actually worth it. And I usually don't say that, but it was worth waiting for. This episode was worth waiting for. It was so fun. And we talked about really serious issues while still getting a lot of superhero plot. And that's everything I've ever wanted in a superhero show. And to see all of these beautiful black people prospering makes me happy. And also seeing villains and stuff. Like, we can be everybody. And it's really fun. It's such a fun show. If you're not watching it, like, what are you doing with your life? Like, what are you doing? Sit down, watch an episode, come hang out with me, the whole 9 yards, okay? Oh, I didn't really talk about this, but Toledo ended up giving a tip to the police that Black Lightning was, you know, knocked unconscious somewhere at the beginning of the episode. And it makes me wonder if the cops are dirty. Like, I think I've said this before. I think the cops might be, like, dirty cops or something. Because they always seem to, like, help the bad guys. Like, how he walked right, like, when Tobias walked right into the jail and killed Lala. I was like, are the cops shady in this? And I think they are. And I think this just, like, confirmed it a little bit more for me. I think the cops are dirty. And, you know, we're going to see where that goes, too. Because we already know we can't really trust white cops on Black Lightning. So we're just going to see where it goes, okay? And it's going to be really fun. Oh, and then Black Lightning's fine. He had a little interference with his machine. But they got it fixed and he's fine. And he shouldn't be freaking out anymore. And no, his powers are not a drug. He just gets, like, endorphins from them. I didn't talk about that, but I'm talking about it now. And this episode was fantastic. Okay, in the comments below, I want you guys to rate the episode. What do you give it? A 10 out of 10, a 9 out of 10, a 7 out of 10, a 3 out of 10? And tell me why you feel that way. Someone's actually commenting on some of my videos right now. So you guys should be commenting too. And let me know how you feel about the episode, okay? And I'll see you guys next week. Peace!